One of the most important topics of the upcoming episode of Guller Gunahlar will be the question of whether Chihan will die. We didn't see anything about Chihan in the trailer either. Of course, nothing will happen to Chihan. They will find Chihan unconscious and he will be taken to the hospital. Chihan being hospitalized again will soften Serhat's heart a little. Chihan will manipulate Serhat and try to get out of the situation by saying, "I didn't want to do such things. They forced me." Chihan will say they tried to kill me because of my gambling debt. Serhat will believe it. Tibet wants the hotel because he needs to continue these dirty businesses. That's why he asked Serhat to sell the hotel. Serhat will of course not do this, and Tibet's dirty business will be disrupted for a while. This will cause the big boss to get angry. He will be angry with both Tibet and Chihan. Now we will start to watch the big boss's emergence. The big boss is actually Kader's real father. He is the most dangerous, worst person in the series. The big boss's emergence will be the beginning of a dark period for everyone. There is also a high possibility that the big boss is Serhat's father. We will learn this better in the upcoming episodes. As Bera said, Kader's father is the worst person she has ever seen in this life. That's why his emergence will endanger everyone's life. The big boss has been pulling the strings from behind the scenes all this time, controlling Tibet's illegal operations and using him as a pawn in his larger scheme. His true identity will shock everyone, especially when the family connections are revealed. The power dynamics will completely shift once he steps into the light, and no one will be safe from his manipulations. Serhat and Zeynep's love will now start to be on everyone's lips. How they met, how they fell in love, will be on everyone's tongue. This will not be limited to one interview. It will resonate more than they expected. New interview and program offers will come. People will be curious about them. Attention will be constantly on them. This will put them under pressure. Zeynep had told her family, "This is just a fake marriage." Now she had to do this interview. She will need to give an explanation to her family. Now her father will also start to not believe Zeynep. Zeynep's choice will be in favor of Kader. Zeynep will start playing the role of being very in love with Serhat. Actually, this is not a role at all. They are really in love with each other, but they have to constantly hide their feelings. In this episode, we saw how devastated Zeynep was that something might happen to Serhat. When Serhat heard Tibet say to Zeynep, "You can stay with me," he had a fit of jealousy, so they actually fell in love with each other a long time ago. But they don't confess. This marriage game will make them reveal their feelings. When talking to social services in this episode, they also added their real feelings. While playing the marriage game, they will also express their own feelings. Serhat's love confession will come. He believed they were impossible with Zeynep, but Zeynep's presence started to heal Serhat's heart. He even started to forget the bad days he had with Barak. Especially in this episode, it was very nice that Serhat believed Zeynep despite everything. When Zeynep said, "I didn't do anything to Bera," Serhat didn't ask for proof. He believed Zeynep. Serhat was like a wreck after what Bera did. Now Serhat has changed. He started to experience the feeling of trust again. That's why Serhat will gather his courage and confess his love to Zeynep. This confession will be sudden for both of them. They denied everything to the girls, to Zeynep's family. "We are not in love with each other. This is a fake marriage." They said, but now things will change. This marriage will move towards becoming a real marriage. Of course, Serhat's daughters will be very angry about this situation. They will want to continue staying with their mother. Serhat is now tired of running after people. That's why, even if it's his daughters, he doesn't want to constantly explain himself to the other party anymore. That's why he won't say anything about the girls staying with Barak. Barak is not such an attentive mother. The children constantly grew up with teachers and servants by their side. Now Barak won't be able to manage taking care of the children alone. She will start putting pressure on them again. The girls' psychology will return to what it was in the first episodes. The girls will fight with each other again and won't be happy in that neighborhood either. That's why they will want to return to their father's house. Barak will realize that this marriage is moving towards a real marriage. She will understand that there is something behind Zeynep's words. "We are really married." She already noticed from the first day that Serhat had an interest in Zeynep. That's why Barak will think that if the girls return to that house, at least they will prevent them from being alone all the time, and she will allow the girls to return to their father's side. Bera will need to find new purposes for herself to be involved in the events. For example, Kader. Tibet says he will take Kader back, but officially he has no way of doing this. First, a paternity test must be done to Tibet, and only if this test result is positive can he take Kader that way. Either he will manipulate this test result or he will get the real father of Kader to provide a sample for the test. But it's easier for Bera to take Kader, because there is evidence about when she gave birth to Kader. So the person who can take Kader most easily right now is neither Serhat, nor Tibet, nor Zeynep. The person who can take her most easily is Barak as her own mother. Barak will want to force Zeynep and Serhat to divorce by taking Kader, because they told the girls, "We did this marriage for Kader. If Barak takes Kader back, there will be no point in Serhat and Zeynep being married. If they stay married, this will also draw attention, and the girls will suspect their father. Even if Barak takes Kader from the orphanage, nothing will be the same as before. Kader will have already chosen Zeynep as her mother. Of course, this situation will corner Bera. Barak will feel that she has lost everything to Zeynep. Azra wants to confess everything and get rid of Shihan now. For the first time in this episode, Shihan threatened Azra with something else. He said, "I can also shoot Mustafa and run away." This will also be something Shihan will do in the upcoming episodes. Shihan will now keep Azra by his side like this. "If you go to prison, I will kill Mustafa," he will say. Azra's hands will be tied again. She will have to return to Shihan's side again. Mustafa now knows everything. He won't want to leave Azra with such a monster, because Azra will say she doesn't want to be saved. Mustafa won't be able to do anything. Ebru believes that Shihan is really in love with her. Actually, Ebru is a puppet that meets Shihan's need for love and that he puts in Azra's place. But it will take a long time for Ebru to realize this, and soon Ebru will learn that she is pregnant. Ebru will think that both she is very in love with Shihan and that her whole life can be saved thanks to the baby. She will think that she can also send Azra away from that house. That's why she won't want to abort the baby and will have to go to the house where Shihan is keeping her. The fact that his daughter has become a mistress will also upset Arif a lot. He will try to convince Ebru to leave Shihan and come back home, but Ebru's obsession with Shihan and her hopes for the baby will make her refuse. This will create a deep rift in their family relationship. Arif will feel helpless watching his daughter destroy her life, and this pain will push him to take drastic measures to protect her from Shihan's dangerous influence. Meanwhile, the tension between all the characters will reach a breaking point, and the upcoming episodes will bring unexpected confrontations that will change everyone's fate forever. The secrets that have been kept hidden will start coming to light one by one.